What was your favorite club when you were little?
Manchester United.
Manchester United have entered the race for Hugo Ekitike. After all the scrambling news about money, transfers, sales, can't make big signings that are purely expensive. And then before you know it, Florian Pletterberg decides he wants to drop the bombshell. Anyways, this is exactly what he said. He said, Manchester United have now officially entered the race for Hugo Ekitike. Man United made contact with Eintracht Frankfurt within the last 48 hours, expressed concrete interest and gathered all relevant information. Liverpool and Chelsea remain in the race, and now Man United are in as well. Price tag, 100 million euros. Now, that sounds quite absurd if you're a Manchester United fan right now. But the giddy inside says this one makes so much sense, especially if you're going to have the likes of Mbeumo and Cunha behind you, perhaps. Anyways, Man United's situation is nothing short of poor at the moment. And if you're not going to even go and get an evaluation properly done for someone like Gyökeres, how are you meant to go and do this for someone like Hugo Ekitike, you may ask? Well, let me break it down for you, why this can happen and why this is also a huge risk, but also I like it. Well, number one, if and when Garnacho gets sold, I don't know if anyone saw, but he wasn't a part of the official jersey photo shoot. Does anyone like the new kit? Maybe we'll do a video reviewing the kits when they officially come out, all three of them. Anywho, if Garnacho gets sold for 50 million, we can spend up to 150 million just based on pure profit alone. So actually, Manchester United can afford it. And that doesn't include other sales as well, including your Antonys and so forth. So Man United can make this deal. It's just, the bigger question is, should Manchester United go for this? Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I'd like this deal because the profile makes so much sense. Where there's a lot of questions surrounding Gyökeres at the moment. There's bids with Arsenal being rejected at the moment as well. I don't know if that's correct or it's agent-driven. Same thing with Hugo Ekitike. Maybe this is just being driven up by his agent so Liverpool and Chelsea can get a move on. It's not the first time, right? So, again, if we go back to it, you could say Ekitike is highly kind of like Xerxes, except he likes to lurk around the box a little bit. And for a man the size that he is, about 6'4", he's very clean and very tidy with his feet and got a bit of pace about him. The issue is cool, how much goals do you have in your locker? And also, is the potential up there? Now, he's been quoted as the baby Isak. And I do believe if Man United are going to go for the younger kind of profile for a striker, again, we don't want a Rasmus Højlund situation, at least do it properly. Now, what are his strengths, you may ask? Well, his strengths are clearly this. His link-up is phenomenal. And when you look at players like Mbeumo and Cunha, when someone had Strand Larsen in front of him, aka Cunha or Vissa, maybe Tony and Mbeumo, they all had a good link-up play in their game, and that's where a lot of their goals came from. So no, there's no reason or no wonder why Manchester United have not, well, pretty much, I can't really deny that they haven't made contacts with him. You may ask, but we got Xerxes. But what about both of them? Because if Ekitike is more of that number 9 presence, Xerxes can do a bit of both. And that makes me wonder, does the manager have preferences for maybe Xerxes next season to maybe play up front in that number 9 spot and actually thrive? You know, because I feel like a lot of United fans would want this. But there's a lot of United fans like myself that want the profile of who's going to run in behind and score you a lot of goals. Is this Ruben Amorim adapting? Is this news even real? How can Man United fork out 80 odd million pounds for this guy's signature? That's the biggest put off. And I do believe Frankfurt are trying to drive up a price. So for me, do I believe that Man United have concrete interest? Absolutely. But do I believe United will go for this deal? No chance. I don't feel like we're in a position to do so when we've got other profiles around, aka there's Mateta available, who's already banging in goals in the Premier League, and also Osimhen's available and his future's up in the air. And then you've got the whole Gyökeres situation. So United's got 4 profiles on their hands at the moment, and you could say all of them are pretty much a little bit different to one another. Manchester United must get this one right. Hugo Ekitike had absolutely amazing link-up play with Marmoush, and they were literally the leading force in the Bundesliga for goals and assists. And now when Marmoush came away, Ekitike had to take the reins and make sure that Frankfurt can still be established somewhere in the Bundesliga. But it always comes at a price. And to make matters worse, the CEO's even come out, or the president, however you label it over there, is standing firm with his price as well. You know, after losing out on Marmoush for a lot of money, I'm pretty sure they're going to want to lose out. If they are going to lose out on the young starlet himself, I'm pretty sure they're going to want a pretty price. So financially, does this make any sense for Manchester United? Absolutely not. Even if you do sell Garnacho, I would get behind the deal if Man United can somehow fork out maybe 70, 75 million, because that's how much it's going to cost near enough to go get Gyökeres anywho. Or should United just be like, okay, well, might not be able to afford it. Should we not go for the cheaper options and go get a central midfielder as well for the same price in total? Again, who knows what's going on with this club? We all know that the new focus is now going to be Mbeumo getting over the line. You've probably seen Cunha through the door, happy days. Baller, Mbeumo coming through the door, no complications there at the moment, happy days. The next focus is the striker. So there's going to be a lot of talk, and Manchester United's name is going to be put into a lot of conversations. Now, if this video can get to 100 likes, I'd be an absolutely happy man. Anything beyond that, even happier. So please do so and smash the likes and subscribe if you're new. But again, leave a comment down below as well what you think, because I'm not ending the video, don't worry. I just want to know what people's thoughts are about Ekitike, and I need a whole consensus around and a summary if this makes sense or not. And even if you do, you like him or do you not like him? There's a lot of questions with this transfer. Now, for me, I'm going to be honest. Why would Ekitike come to Manchester United? Well, yeah, sure. We see that he supports Manchester United as a kid. And I don't think even having Champions League football is going to be a major factor in his movement. But for me, again, sorry, I feel like Liverpool are going to have this one. I know Chelsea are chasing him, and getting in a transfer battle with Chelsea these days is a little bit difficult. And also, let's be real, his Premier League champions over there at this current moment of time, which is sickening as it is. But they've already acquired 2 players from the Bundesliga who said they can't do a third one, right? So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a difficult task. I'm not entirely sure that this even makes any sense. Using Man United's name in today's age is, you know, it's a double-edged sword because it's still Man United, but the finances are always going to be up for question, or how this deal's even going to get over the line. So unless United have got something there that we don't know, then I have no idea whatsoever. But anyways, with him and his strengths, you know, we already said his link-up play is his best attribute, but, you know, he's still got a little bit of an eye for goal, just doesn't let off enough shots for my liking. And also, he's a very tall figure and very prominent. And something I really like about Ekitike is he's really aggressive and he's a bit of a dickhead. And we like those. You know, Cunha's a bit of a dickhead. Bruno is definitely a dickhead, but he's our dickhead, right? And we got many of those around the club at the moment, trying to build that. We're looking at Emi Martinez as well, another dickhead. So bring them along. More dickheads, the better, because I don't feel like United have enough aggressive players as it is. But in the same breath, we don't have enough goals. So does he bring up the goal tally or not? Is he worth the risk? A lot of questions. Let me know down in the comments. Big up to everyone that is supporting the channel recently, or supporting myself, shall I say. And we'll be back again. And we're going to discuss a lot more striker targets and probably profile them if they make sense or not. Thank you very much. In a bit.